found just approved all fall sports, excluding playing in the southern part of the state.
Newfound just approved all their sports and excluding playing in the southern part of the state.
You all on?
All right, welcome back, everyone. Thank you for allowing us to take a break. It's 8:21 when we're back in session. We're going to continue with the superintendent's update, and we will turn it back over to Dan.
So, in front of you, I have handed out the 2021 revised calendar. I just need a motion to approve so that we can publicize it. It's 178 student days, the 2 days the governor gave us for preparation, we added at the front. He actually gave us 3 days, but we have 1 day that we can hold on to in case we have to pivot throughout the year. That is a days-based calendar. We can always make the move to go to hours like we have the last few years. But I would recommend that you would adopt this calendar right now, and then we'll see how things go and make the hours determination at a later date.
So moved.
So moved, motion was moved, so moved by Jeff Savory to accept the updated 2020-2021 school calendar. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Cecile Cormier. Do I have any discussion?
Just a question.
Just a question.
With the hours of dismissal, doesn't that automatically put us into the hourly count for days? No?
No.
You have enough hours during days with those dismissal times
Yeah,
to warrant a full day?
you don't get punished with that, yeah.
Okay.
There's no punishment there, especially in light of what we're dealing with, yeah. Because you can claim it as remote as well.
Has there been any changes other than what the additional information given to the bottom since the last, we got one, I think, 2 weeks ago?
The only changes were the changes we talked about, I think, at the last meeting, which was to adjust the teacher days and the student day to start on the 9th of September. And then the early releases were removed because every day is an hour early release at this point, so.
If you have them.
Other than one on, the one on Christmas, the day before Christmas vacation is left the same, that'll be a regular
Okay.
early release. And the one at the end of the year has always been a half-day early release.
Yeah.
Those two will stay as normal.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, other than that, that's it.
Any other discussion? Seeing none, I'll need a roll call vote on this, please.
Jeff Savory,
Yes.
Tim Dow,
Yes.
Delaney Courier,
Yes.
Deb Brown,
Yes.
Cecile Cormier,
Yes.
Scott Burns,
Yes.
Motion passes unanimously on the update for the calendar.
All right, next up is the teacher evaluation plan. Our facilitator, Lynn Healy, is with us. Lynn, aren't you glad you stayed home?
Hey, I just enjoyed this immensely.
I told you it was gonna take a while to get to you. So I was hoping Lynn would just briefly talk to the board about the process we use and the plan that we have going forward. And brief is the key word at this point.
All right, I can be brief. We actually started working on the teacher evaluation and assistance plan before COVID. And we actually had a couple of meetings in person before we went to Zoom exclusively. And we had some fabulous discussions around what direction we would like to go, and the word collegial and assistant came up over and over again. We had 5 teachers on the committee representing all the schools and representing the Franklin Education Association, and we had 5 administrators representing the principal and the SAU office. We updated, I would say we modernized our language. We developed the competencies for teachers in the same way that teachers have been developing competencies for their students. We talked about how they would be observed, and we moved into a situation where teachers would have different frames that they would be in depending upon their years of experience. But the idea is that the administrators would be visiting classrooms much more regularly, and they would write up some of their visits, and the conversations would be about teaching and learning. And we had a great time, and I think we did a pretty good job. So this is the document that is in front of you tonight.
Thank you, Lynn.
So what I'm hoping for tonight is that we can get approval of this document. It will go out to staff tomorrow with your approval. And then we would spend some of our time with the 4 days of in-service actually reviewing it with staff so we can implement it before school starts, which is why it's coming to you tonight.
All right, so I'll make the motion that we accept the teacher's evaluation plan as has been presented to the school board.
Second.
Second by Scott Burns. Do we have discussion? Seeing no discussion, I'll need a roll call vote.
Jeff Savory,
Yes.
Tim Dow,
Yes.
Delaney Courier,
Yes.
Deb Brown,
Yes.
Cecile Cormier,
Yes.
Scott Burns.
Yes.
Motion passes unanimously. The teacher's evaluation plan is accepted.
Thank you.
I would just like to thank the teachers who have worked on this through the Franklin Education Association and the administration that worked on this. I know a lot of time has gone into this, and I know this has been something that has been talked about many times, as Jen Weaver can attend to at our negotiations, something that we wanted to start working on and was part of the negotiation. So thank you to your staff, Jen, and people that you worked with you to get this plan done. And again, thank you to the administration. I think this is a very thorough and thought-out plan, an evaluation that is both fair and equal to both the administration, the district, and the teachers. So thank you.
Thank you.
All right. The next part of that was the teacher mentoring plan. We also called upon Lynn and the same group of educators to put a teacher mentoring plan together. That was part of negotiations this year. And we've met our deadline. We bring this to you tonight. Trying to get approval for this plan so that we can reach out to hire our mentor teachers in time for the opening of school, so that we have that for our new teachers. So Lynn, I'll turn that over to you and let you describe that process as well.
I'd be happy to. This mentoring program is an absolute necessity for a beginning teacher, somebody who you want to have understand Franklin and have support as they begin their teaching profession. We were pretty explicit in our expectations and our goals. And then we had a great time in some of our meetings deciding what should be discussed at what time of year and how long it might take to have everybody understand and be on board as a new teacher in your district. We call them beginning teachers, and we supporting them from the day that they begin before school starts through the end of the year, with evaluations going on and assessments going on along the way. We see the program evolving from what we call nuts and bolts, where you find things, what paperwork you need, to conversations about teaching and learning. And that's what we're all about. So student achievement and teachers being successful and staying in the Franklin School District. It's been a great process. I had so much fun working with people, even over Zoom. And you have a very committed group of educators who worked on this process.
Thank you, Lynn. just so everybody knows it's on Zoom, just so you know, all this material was sent to the school board way prior to this meeting. So if the reason you may not have questions, because the school board did receive this and has read this from front to back and everything, and the superintendent, once this was all done up, sent it immediately to the school board, so that's why this may move kind of quickly. It's not that we haven't read it, because we have taken the time to read this. It was sent to us immediately after the final products were done. So I just want everybody, for the teachers and everybody to know that we have received this long before this school board meeting, so. Does anybody have any questions pertaining to the mentor plan that's been presented tonight? Deb has one question.
One small question. Under the list for October, there's Sunshine Committee. Why is that included in this mentoring? I mean, that would be an FEA,
No, Sunshine Committee's not an FEA thing, it's a school thing. That's a school fund where we collect money from teachers for rainy days for teachers when you have like a death in the family, funerals, that sort of thing.
Right.
But it's not run by the union, it's run by the school.
okay,
And it's for
I've
not
never
only
seen-
teachers, it's for all staff that can join that.
okay, I've just never seen that in a
Yeah.
mentoring program.
Yep.
Thank you.
Well,
Are there any other questions pertaining to the mentoring plan that's been presented and sent to you earlier? Okay, if there's no questions, I'm gonna make the motion that we accept the teacher's mentoring plan as has been presented to us as a school board.
Second.
Second by Deb Brown. Any discussion? Seeing no discussion, I'll need a roll call vote.
Jeff Savory,
Yes.
Tim Dow,
Yes.
Delaney Courier,
Yes.
Deb Brown,
Yes.
Cecile Cormier,
Yes.
Scott Burns.
Yes.
Motion passes, it is accepted.
so I just want to extend my gratitude to Lynn and to all the team members on this work. I mean, we worked very hard on these plans. And considering the fact that we're in the middle of COVID-19 and that we were able to stay the course and get this done on time,
For the board, we appreciate the work you've done with your teachers to get this all together. As we know, this has always been an item that was on negotiations and everything, and we were able to get this put into place now. So thank you again for the work that you've done.
Thank you.
Thank you.
thank you guys.
Lynn, thank you on behalf of the board too. You've done a lot for the Franklin School District, both on the teachers' evaluation process, the mentoring, and on the strategic plan that you work with us very diligently with. So on behalf of the board, we want to thank you for the time that you've given to the Franklin School District.
Well, thank you very
Thank
much.
you, Lynn.
It's been a pleasure.
Thank you, Lynn.
Thanks. Been a pleasure. See you in person again sometime.
We will.
Yes, soon.
Hope so. Thanks.
All right, so if that wasn't enough, we have another plan for you tonight, the communications plan. We've been working overtime this summer. So I give Jewel most of the credit here, but I also need to credit Delaney because he pushed us on this hard. And we actually were able to make the deadline as well. And it was a good thing because the governor came out the other day and mandated that we have communications plans.
And sent to him.
And, oh, did he say send?
Yeah,
to
you
him?
gotta send to him.
Oh, so we'll have to send this one to him as well. So I don't know, Delaney, if you had a vision or something there back a couple months ago, but
That's what it was.
whatever it was, but,
Premonition, yeah.
but like I said, I can't thank Jewel enough. She took the lead on this one and, she banged it out big time, so. But that was the third plan that we had sent to you as well.
Again, as Dan has said, I sit on the communication with Delaney, and he has been very adamant about pushing this, and we've been having regular meetings to get this done. So I've reviewed this plan a couple of times. Jules has made numerous corrections in this. She's become a pro at doing graphs and doing different other spreadsheet areas on here. I think this is a plan that we can be proud of and be happy to have. I think it's important, and like I said, the governor, with the pandemic and the reopening the school, has recommended that all school districts send the communication plan to them, both through the governor's office and the DOE with the reopening plans. So I do think, I very much appreciate this and know this is a good plan, and I feel it'll be good for our school district. Is there any other questions on it? If
The only thing I saw is that under our challenge, we still have the word having a consistent.
Which is weird, because I thought we
No,
changed.
That's right, you did change it, I'm sorry, yes.
Okay.
Thank you.
You had me scared there for a second. I said, I didn't see
I
anything.
just, no. thank
It's
you.
okay. But I'm gonna make the motion that we accept the Franklin School District Communication Plan has been presented to us this evening.
Second.
Second by Cecile Cormier. Do we have any further discussions? Seeing no further discussions, I'll need a roll call vote.
Jeff Avery,
Yes.
Tim Dow,
Yes.
Delaney Courier,
Yes.
Deb Brown,
Yes,
Cecile Cormier,
Yes,
Scott Burns.
Yes.
The communication plan is adopted and accepted unanimously.
Okay, thank you very much.
Good thing you said yes, Delaney.
Okay, next up.
Why are you giving me a hard time?
So as you know, we have moved forward with a hybrid opening for this school year. Rebecca and I had some discussion, and we had some concerns about our high needs special education students. We have a life skills program at the high school that has 7 students in it, and we have our Odell program at the middle school that has 7 students in it. And we had conversations around whether or not we could bring those students in 4 days a week because of the specialized needs that they have. So my recommendation to you is that we have our specialized program students in Odell at the middle school and life skills at the high school come to school 4 days a week, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and only do remote on Mondays with everybody else. I think they can be much better served in that manner, and we have the staff available to do that much better in person than we would in a remote setting for their specific needs.
what would be their time in the building, was their school hours? Would it be done?
School hours would be the same as everybody else.
Full
A
day.
regular
Okay.
school day with 1 hour early release like everybody
Okay.
else, yeah.
Rebecca, do you want to add anything to this since we're on this?
I have had feedback from a few families indicating, regression in some serious skill set development, such as social emotional skills, and an overall challenge with the remote aspect of learning. So I think it is critical for these kids, for sure.
Okay.
Now, just so you're aware.
Thank you, Rebecca.
There are a couple of students who've asked for full remote, so those students will stay full remote because that's what they've asked for. And we'll still be able to provide that for them. But the ones that
Yeah,
have said,
sure.
the ones that have said they want to come back, we're gonna ask them if they would come back 4 days a week with your approval. Go ahead, Rebecca.
Currently, we have 6 out of 7 slated to attend for Odell, and we have 5 out of 7 for the life skills program slated to attend.
Thank you, Rebecca.
I'll make a motion to allow the special education programming, life skills, and the Odell program to proceed to 4 days a week, Tuesday through
Second.
Friday.
Okay, so motion's been made by Deb to allow the life skill program and the Odell program, for students to attend school in person 4 days a week, Tuesday through Friday, and that was seconded by Scott Burns. Do we have any further discussion? Seeing no further discussion, we'll take a roll call vote.
Jeff Avery,
Yes.
Tim Dow,
Yes.
Delaney Courier,
Yes.
Deb Brown.
Yes,
Is that a yes?
Yes.
yes,
Cecile Cormier
yes,
and Scott Burns.
Yes.
Motion passes unanimously.
Okay, next up was student handbooks. I had asked all three schools to present student handbooks. I wanted them to present them without the COVID-specific information at this point. We will be coming back to you at our next meeting with the COVID-specific information in there, but wanted you to have that opportunity to review this, I guess I would say the typical student handbook at this point. We'll be coming back on August 31st with the COVID updates, with the situation that we're in at all three schools. And then anything that you have seen or want to talk about tonight, we can fix for the 31st as well.
Could we just get a summary of what the changes were, like a single page sheet if that's what it is, or
Can you guys hear what Deb's saying?
make it a lot easier than having to reread
Yeah.
the book?
So what she's looking for is a one-page summary of anything that got changed in the handbook, so they know what the changes are. Jay, yay? Carrie, yes?
Yeah, mine are highlighted in teal, but I can do that, yes.
Oh, okay.
There's only one or two. Yes, I can do that. Yep.
Susan?
I think hers is changed, she has it in yellow, highlighted.
Susan Blair? Can you hear Susan?
Susan's is yellow and red, and I'm not sure which is which, so.
Yeah, so the red is things to take out and the yellow are things to add.
Okay. Makes it a little easier.
So anyways, we will be coming back in 2 weeks with the COVID updates that need to be out so that parents and kids know those specifics. So we can probably just approve the whole thing at that point.
Yeah.
And we can do the summary changes as well. So we'll bring that back in 2 weeks, everybody, and go
Great.
from there.
Thank you.
Okay?
I have one just
Delaney, yeah, go ahead.
kind of overall comment on the middle school and the high school handbooks. There's a lot of inconsistency in the formatting between the use of bullets versus numbering versus letters in different sections. Inconsistency in the formatting of the headings of sections and indentation, really just an overall presentation kind of commentary on it, but be nice to see it just consistent throughout the document.
Everybody hearing that? So that's something we can look at together?
I can go back and edit ours, that's fine.
Yeah, that's okay. I just want to make sure you can hear, that's all. Okay, so we'll move forward with that, and we'll have them ready for the 31st.
Great.
All right, resignations. I need the board to accept the resignation of Glenn Cannell, Odell teacher at FMS, Jocelyn Murdoch, FMS teacher, and Angela Valancourt, FMS teacher.
So move for the resignations with regret.
Second.
Second by Jeff. Any discussion? Seeing no discussion, we'll need a roll call vote on this.
Scott Burns,
Yes.
Cecile Cormier,
Yes.
Deb Brown,
Yes.
Delaney Courier,
Yes.
Tim Dow,
Yes.
Jeff Savory.
Yes.
Motion passes, resignations are accepted with regret.
Okay, and I'd like to nominate the following teachers. Haley Goodwin, Franklin High School Social Studies teacher. Ryan O'Connor, Franklin High School Physical Science teacher. Bruce Blau, FMS Odell teacher. Special ed teacher, I'm sorry. Thank you, Ken. Krista Blondin, FMS Special Education teacher.
She's Odell.
She's Odell teacher, I got him backwards.
I got your back.
You got me, thank you. Jennifer Campbell, Franklin Middle School Guidance Counselor. Sophie Carter, Paul Smith School Special Education Teacher. Teresa Ferraro, Preschool Teacher. Megan Kelleher, Paul Smith School Guidance Counselor. And Jamie Bryant, Student Assistant Program Counselor.
So move to accept the nominations as presented by the superintendent.
Second.
Second by Cecile Cormier. Do we have discussion?
What was the last one that you read?
Jamie Bryant.
Bryant.
Yeah.
See no further discussion, I'll need a roll call vote.
Scott Burns,
Yes.
Cecile Cormier,
Yes.
Deb Brown,
Yes.
Delaney Courier,
Yes.
Tim Dow,
Yes.
Jeff Savory.
Yes.
Motion's accepted, nominations are accepted.
Okay, and then the next item is the committee meetings and how to handle the committee meeting minutes and the live streaming of committee meetings. So that came up at a communications meeting, and we discussed live streaming and whether that was something we would want to do. There was disagreement at the committee around what we should do with that. And then we started to talk about the committee meeting minutes and whether we would be posting, because we obviously take minutes and we have those minutes available, but there was discussion about whether we should be formally accepting those minutes and then posting those minutes on our website like we would do for our regular board minutes. So I had told the communications committee that I would bring it to the full board to talk about. So two pieces to discuss. One is whether or not we should live stream committee meetings. Is one part of it. The second part of it is whether or not we should be formally producing minutes and posting them on our website for the subcommittees.
Go ahead, Deb.
Okay, I'll start.
Go ahead, I'll keep it quiet.
Yeah.
I am not in favor of live streaming, because then you're gonna be running into costs if you're gonna have someone that's going to have to be available to do it, manage it technology-wise. And I think that if there is specific questions that individuals could have, they could send them to the committee chairs, and we could get those answers for them in a timely manner. I do believe that the minutes should be approved at the following meeting of that committee, and they should be posted on the website as well as in the school board packets, so that everybody gets a chance to have the committee minutes.
Sitting on this committee, I had stated to Delaney, I do not support live streaming on this. I do support the posting of minutes of committee meetings. As I told Delaney, I said, I think it's the responsibility of your committee chair to write those notes. That's what happens to the city, where their chairs give the notes, or take the minutes, submit it in, and then it's posted onto the city website. I feel that's the way it should be. If you're a committee chair, take your notes, print those notes, however you want to type them out, whatever you want to do, computerize it. Send them to Robin, or Kathy, for the minutes.
Robin?
Yeah, but Robin.
It'd be Robin, okay, to post them. It shouldn't be the superintendent's responsibility to be taking notes and keeping the notes. We're doing the committee minutes as is required by law. Nothing, by law says we just have to have them available for the public. Nothing says we have to post them. But in fairness of transparency for everybody, I don't have a problem posting them, but we are fulfilling our obligation in the sense of we're taking the minutes, and minutes are available to the public if they wish to see them. Okay, so we're not violating anything there. But I also don't feel it's a superintendent responsibility to have to sit there and take the minutes every single meeting. That's why we have the chair, who should be able to take the minutes as we go along. They don't have to be in-depth minutes. It's going to be a basic of what was somewhat discussed or topics that were there. So I'm not in favor of live stream, but I am in favor of putting our minutes into the school board.
Yeah, I'll second everything you said, Tim. I think that's a consensus we came to at the communications committee. The one point I wanted to add is as I mentioned at our committee meeting as well, I'd like the school board to at least be at the same level as the city council in how we are reporting out to the public. So I'm strongly in favor of committee chairs taking minutes, putting them in electronic format, and they being posted to the website for the public.
I have a question. Is it safe to assume that the minutes are not going to be posted until they are approved?
That would have to be done, yes. So what would
Okay.
happen is most committees, Cecile, most of our committees, before the pandemic hit, were meeting once a month. Okay, so what would happen is the minutes would have to be approved would always be a month behind,
Yeah, right.
such as we are now, okay? So yes, the minutes would have to be approved prior to, you know, we could put rough draft meetings, same as we do with school board. You have up to certain days to put in rough, you know, a draft copy of our meeting minutes. It could be the same thing, and basically the chairperson for that committee would just write, you know, unapproved minutes, rough draft, or however they wanted to do it, but we would have to approve them.
Right, but, so is that what process is now? Is that the?
No, right now what's happening is our superintendent is taking all our.
Oh, I realize
our
that, but
minutes.
I mean, as far as it getting on the website or what have you, are the school board meetings on the website?
Yes.
As of rough draft?
No.
No,
No.
they usually come
No.
up after final draft.
Okay.
Once they're approved, they're
Right,
put on
okay.
that. But they're available for the public,
Oh, yes, I know that. Yep.
within 5 days? Within 5 days.
And that would be the same for any committee as well.
Right.
There would be a 5-day
Yep.
limit.
Yeah.
But I think it would be a discussion for each committee to pick who they would want to do the minutes. It doesn't, to me personally, doesn't necessarily have to be the chair. You could, I mean, you've got 3 members on there, and if one feels comfortable taking minutes and doing it, you know, you can, I would feel.
But if not, it would be up to the chair to
Right,
do it.
to make sure that they were completed correct.
Does that answer your question,
Yep,
Cecile?
thank you.
Thank you. Jeff, are you all set?
Yep.
Scott?
Yeah, from previous, we didn't have them on the website. There was a lot of confusion on certain things. And so I'm really strongly that we have to post those minutes. It's more transparency too.
Okay.
I don't think we need any motions or anything.
Nope.
I think we just have general consensus that,
Yep.
Yeah.
that'll be the new practice that we'll
Practice.
follow. And each committee meeting, the first meeting from here on out, we can discuss how to do that in that committee, I think is the best approach.
But I just, you know, the big thing, like, and Delaney's talked about is the fact of, you know, kind of keeping Dan away from writing the minutes, because that really shouldn't be his responsibility when he's got other input to put into these meetings. That's one of the big things Delaney and I talked about too, about having committee people, the committee writing the minutes up. That way Dan's free to report and do other things for us.
So the next one was the safety grant update, but I think Jefferson already handled that for us.
Yeah.
So we're in good shape with that one. The next one is the policy ACAC. This is the new federal, I guess it's the new Title IX regs. So NHSBA came out late with a draft proposal, and in that proposal, they suggested that boards waive their policy to do 2 reads and just accept this policy since it was due on August 14th. And then they suggested that they have policy meetings where the policy committee then goes to revise it, and then go through the first and second reads, so that you're not out of compliance with the law. So that's why this policy is coming to you tonight. Obviously, it's pretty in-depth from
Is
the
that
school,
20-page one?
20-something page, yeah.
21, yeah.
So, you know, my recommendation is to follow NHSBA's recommendation, which is to approve it tonight. Scott and I will set up a policy meeting where we put that on the agenda so the policy committee can then go and dissect it. And then we bring it back to review the policy at the next school board meeting in September. But at least we have that policy in place that covers us legally. So that's what I would suggest that you do.
Which one? I mean, I had 3 versions. Are we, in my packet?
I don't have it in front of me, so.
Is it the one that is from the state? Is that the one that you want us to vote on?
Policy ACAC, it's NHSBA policy.
Okay, okay.
22 pages.
Okay,
It's
so-
long, yeah, it's.
okay.
I make a motion to accept ACAC Title IX Sexual Harassment Policy and Grievance Procedure.
Motion's been made by Deb to accept policy ACAC. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Scott Burns. Do we have any further discussion? Seeing no further discussion, we'll take a roll call vote.
Scott Burns,
Yes.
Cecile Cormier,
Yes.
Deb Brown,
Yes.
Delaney Courier,
Yes.
Tim Dow,
Yes.
Jeff Savory.
Yes.
Motion passes, policies accepted.
Okay, thank you. And then the last, is I believe we should have a special school board meeting on Monday, August 31st. That is the first day our teachers are back in the buildings. We would then, at that point, we would be able to give you our update of all of our reopening progress and take care of any last minute things we needed to do before we reopen the school for students as well.
And then after that, will we go back to once a
I think we
month?
would be back just once a month. We really wouldn't need to after that. I don't, unless something occurs.
This
Other
is
than
more or
that-
less, we can button up whatever needs to be buttoned up
Yep.
before everything really gets into full swing with the
That's
school
good,
and everything.
yeah.
That's mainly what we're looking for,
That's
so.
what we think, yeah.
So is August 31st okay with everybody on the board that's here? Okay.
6:30 or 6?
6 o'clock.
Yeah, we'll do 6. Yeah.
6.
6 o'clock here at the library.
And then we should talk before we all leave about a policy meeting and a finance meeting date that Deb had sent us a couple dates that we should finalize as well.
We'll do that before we adjourn,
Yeah, that's fine.
just so we can get through the rest of this. We got a pretty short period now.
Sure.
All right, so August 31st, 6 PM will be a special school board meeting.
Okay.
Dan will just send out notice to the remaining board members that we have so. Okay, the numbers 7 through 11, we're gonna go through fairly quickly. Everybody has received your reports from the administrators listed from 7 through 11, so I'm gonna start with 7 first. Does anybody have any questions for Jules on her curriculum report? Seeing none, thank you, Jules. Okay, item 8, special education report. Does anybody have any questions for Rebecca? Thank you, Rebecca. Agenda item 9, Paul Smith School Administration Report. Any questions for Susan? None. Thank you, Susan.
Thank you.
Number 10, Franklin Middle School Administrator Report. Does anybody, Ken is here or Jay is on with us on our Zooms. Does anybody have any questions for either one of them?
Yeah, I just have a comment. I want to thank you guys for your report. I love reading it every month. Love the information you give. Thank you.
It's kind of you to say. Thank you.
Jay, did you hear that? Okay, buddy. All right, thank you, Ken. Thank you, Jay. There's no other concerns? Franklin High School Administrative Reporter, is there any questions for Carrie? Carrie, it looks like you're all good. Thank you, Carrie.
Thank you, all of you.
All right, agenda item 12. This is a late item that I'm bringing forward. As most of you know, as we had our moment of silence early this evening with the passing of Earl Cook, as some of you may not have known, but I did because I participated in it and I was up here when they reopened it. There is a rope swing course on the backside of the high school, or the middle school, I'm sorry, that Earl took great pride in to get that back up and running again. Barbara helped him out quite a bit. But he did a tremendous amount of work and was very proud of what he accomplished down there. I was here for the opening day. I'm going to try to keep my cool and keep it together here. I was here when the opening and dedication for this was done, and Earl was very instrumental. And if any of you knew Earl had a bigger heart than you can imagine. Okay, he always took the point to look us up, look for me when I was in the schools. was very proud of what he had accomplished in the physical part of things for the rope course, for not only our students and those students that need to get outside and get a little exercise or activity to calm them down, let's say. But he did a lot of stuff. He wanted to get the wall climbing together and get wall climbing back up. It was always for the students and their physical activity. And unfortunately, the Lord took him away too soon, where he's not going to be able to see the rest of the accomplishment. So I'm recommending to the board that we rename the rope course the Earl Cook Memorial Rope Course here at the middle school. So, motion's been made and seconded by Scott Burns. Do we have any discussion? Seeing none, I'll need a roll call vote.
Scott Burns,
Yes.
Cecile Cormier,
Yes.
Deb Brown,
Yes.
Delaney Courier,
Yes.
Tim Dow,
Yes.
and Jeff Tabor.
Yes.
I have spoken to the superintendent. He's gonna work with Jefferson about getting a plaque together that we will present out there to be placed in memory of Earl and the memorial and the dedication for the rope swing. I don't usually put this out there, but I'm going to. As most, if you don't know, Earl had 3 very young children, school-age children. This was a shock, obviously, to his wife Heidi and the kids, but Heidi's sister has put a GoFundMe page. It's on social media, so I know it's out there, so I'm not speaking out of turn. But if anybody's interested, it is for a college fund for their 3 children. So there is a GoFundMe page that's been placed out there in memory of Earl for the college of his 3 children. All right, but that's all I have for late items, Dan.
Okay, thank you.
All right, do you have anything further, Dan? Late items?
I do not have any other late items.
Jefferson, you all set?
I am all set.
Do any of our administrators have any late items they want to bring forward? Thank you. All right, we have public participation. We have nobody left in public. Whoa, I'm sorry. I'm just so used to saying it. Do you have anything you'd like to address with the board? Thank you. Dan, how many letters do you have left?
8 or 9?
Oh, my God.
Are they all dealing with sports?
Yep. Sports.
Huh?
Give them to,
Put them in the minutes.
Put them in a minute.
Yes.
No problem.
Kathy, those minutes, those remainder, that all deals with sports, we're just gonna put them, include them all into the minutes.
Are we gonna put them all, even the ones from the beginning,
yeah.
at the end of the minutes as
You
well?
have to.
Yep.
Yeah,
Okay.
He'll just give them to
Thank
you,
you.
just scan them in there with our minutes. All right, we do have a non-public that we need to go to.
I make a motion to go into non-public 98A, paragraph 2A, C, and E.
Okay, to the administrators, thank you very much for being with us tonight. We'll see you again
Bye,
in a couple of
everyone.
weeks.
Bye.
Oh, I can't end it because Kathy's on.
Good night, everyone. Thank
Good
you.
night. Good night.